The world's two biggest superpowers in focus as US President Donald Trump landed in Beijing earlier for his first bilateral visit in over 8 years. And while trade wars mark the start of Trump's second term in office, a lot has changed since his last visit to China. And this time around, things have reached a point where Iran is likely to dominate the discussions. After landing in Beijing a few hours ago, Donald Trump received the Guard of Honor by the Chinese military. Take a look. And upon his arrival, he was greeted on the tarmac by China's vice president, among other officials. And the US president also witnessed that cultural performance by close to 300 Chinese youths. He is accompanied by top officials like the US Secretary of State, the US Secretary of War, and also top CEOs, including Elon Musk and Tim Cook.
Head of state diplomacy plays an irreplaceable strategic guiding role in China-US relations. China welcomes President Trump on his state visit to China. During the visit, the two heads of state will engage in an in-depth exchange of views on major issues concerning China-US relations, as well as global peace and development.
And the US president has a busy schedule lined up ahead with a bilateral meeting with Xi Jinping and a banquet on Thursday. Donald Trump will be meeting his Chinese counterpart on Friday as well before he planes for Washington. However, it is worth noting that a lot has changed in China since the last time Trump visited. And on the economic front, China has far outpaced the US. While the growth rate of the two countries has declined from 2017 onwards, IMF's World Economic Outlook estimating that China's average annual growth rate in the last 8 years has been 5.4%, which is double that of the United States, just to put that in perspective. And over the years, China has been reducing its dependency on America as far as its exports are concerned. While the US accounted for 19% of China's exports in 2017, it fell to 11% by last year. Now, who dominates the global economy? China upstaged the US in that race as well. It has the biggest share of the world GDP, with its contribution rising from 13% in 2017 to nearly 20% in 2026, a big jump. And in case of the US, its share has gone down to 14.5%. This shift also underlining how China has become central to global manufacturing and supply chains. And while Beijing still trails behind the US in terms of average per capita income, it has still seen a 66% increase from 2017 to 2026. However, China's real trump card in the trade war with America is rare earths. Last year, it restricted rare earth exports after Trump hiked tariffs, leading to US eventually backing down. Although its share of global rare earth mining has declined from 80% in 2017 to 60% as of now, China, of course, has the advantage, as it accounts for over 90% of the global rare earth processing capacity. So that's significant. China's military prowess also cannot be understated, of course. As per CIPRI, its annual military spending has more than doubled over the last 8 years. Although the US has an edge owing to its plethora of allies globally, China has modernized its military rapidly over the past decade. The numbers depicting a story in itself. For instance, China has 2 million active military personnel as compared to the US, which has 1.3 million personnel. Although America has a more number of military jets, China holds the edge when it comes to naval fleet as well as battle tanks. And let's also talk about what really has changed dramatically China's consolidation of power and Xi Jinping's consolidation of power in China. Back in 2017, he was serving in his first term as president. A year later, he was not only re-elected, but also spearheaded a vital constitutional change, remember. The two-term limit for presidents was abolished, making him eligible to potentially remain president for life. Apart from that, his name and ideology was enshrined in the Chinese Communist Party's constitution, basically placing him on par with Mao Zedong and Deng Xiaoping. That's not all. Xi Jinping has cracked down on internal dissent within military ranks. More than 20 senior military commanders in China have been investigated, sidelined, or removed since mid-2023 as part of that broader anti-corruption campaign. So China's top military body has now been left with only 2 members, including Xi Jinping himself. As compared to that, Trump is facing a domestic backlash with record low approval ratings, rising gasoline prices as a result of the Iran war, with Tehran refusing to cede to US pressure, and China's growing assertiveness. The next 48 hours will be extremely crucial, also to determine the future trajectory of the relationship between the two sides and its broader impact globally.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.